Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Mohammed Saqib. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. And today I would like to ask some questions that Shiraz has actually recently taken his IELTS test in 2022, 17th December. So I would like to ask, sir, what type of questions he was actually asked, and so that students could get help from him. So please, Shiraz,
Sir,
first of all, tell me how are you?
I am fine. What's about you, sir?
Okay, I'm also fine. So what type of questions were actually asked to you in the test?
I took my test on 13th of December 2022. First of all, they asked me a question about myself. What is my full name? I tell them my full name, and then they ask what I may call you. I said that you may call me by my first name, Shiraz. And then they asked me that what do I do? Means I study or work. I told them that actually I am a student
Oh,
and I
seriously?
have recently completed my intermediate from Punjab group of colleges from pre-medical background. And then they moved towards part one.
Just tell me, would you like to guide the students that what type of questions were actually asked from you?
In part one, they ask general questions about you. For example, they ask me that would I like to wear watches and what type of watches I wear when I was a child, and why do some people buy expensive watches. Secondly, they ask how I usually meet my friends, and have the ways in which I meet my friends changed in recent years or not. And then they move towards part two, which is Q card. They ask me a question: describe a positive change in your life that took place recently, and you have to talk about it for 2 minutes. And then in part three, they ask questions regarding to part two. For example, they ask me what changes take place with the lifespan. For example, when you are a child, when you are a young, and when you were getting older, what changes take place. And at the end they ask, will always a promotion a good option for people or not. I told them that sometimes it's good but sometimes not, because sometimes responsibilities may increase with life.
Okay, how many bands do you get in actually speaking?
I got 6.5 bands overall, with 6.5 in speaking, 7 in reading, 6 in writing, and 6.5 in listening.
Okay, so you were saying that your overall test was not good as you were not satisfied in
Yeah.
the beginning. So how was your experience?
Actually, the only problem was confusion. We must avoid confusion, because when you become confused, everything is over there. That's the only problem with me in speaking test. My first two parts were too good, but in part two, I totally become confused. That's why. Otherwise, I am able to score 7 or 7.5 bands easily. In case of listening, reading, and writing, my listening part one was good, but when it moves toward part two, I become confused, and all the remaining tests, including reading and writing, was not so good because of this confusion.
So tell me about what was your writing task actually?
If the writing task one was two graphs actually. First one was UK steel production in 1970, 1980, 1990, and 2000, and a number of employments in UK steel industry in these years. Um, Actually, the only wrong thing with writing task one was that I wrote almost 220 to 230 words, which were too long. While task two was, mm, nowadays, parents spend less time with their children. Why is this case, and who is affected more, parents or children? I think writing task 2 was good enough, but I am not satisfied with task 1 because it was too long.
And what was your cue card?
Q code, as I have already mentioned, that Q code was describe a positive change in your life that took place recently. I
Okay.
told that my behavior was not good at first, but now my behavior become good.
And which country are you willing to join or go travel?
Actually, my first priority is Australia, but in case it will not happen, I will also apply in Canada or USA.
Okay, so wish you all the best for your career. As it is the first day of the year, so I wish all my students and aspirants who are willing to travel or move abroad and fulfill their dreams, wish you very, very, very best of luck. And thank you so much for your time, for your
Thank you.
company. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.